There's this bill called Bill C-11. Essentially, it's going to be a lot harder for us to get information because they want to prioritize Canadian content.
Whenever you give government these types of powers, maybe not now, but someday they end up sort of taking advantage of them. This all comes back to this idea of growing the government gun. Think of the government as a big gun, because that's what it is. At the end of the day, the government, any law that they have is enforceable by death, right? If you break this law, the police will come and arrest you. If you try to get away, they will tackle you. If you fight back against them hard enough, they will kill you, right? So all laws are enforced by the power of a gun. And when you do this type of stuff, you're growing the government gun. You're making that gun bigger and bigger and bigger. This Bill C-11, whatever, it's growing the power of the government gun, making certain types of speech illegal, suppressing certain types of things, right? You're growing this gun, and you might be okay with that today, NDP, Liberal Party, Bloc Québécois. Maybe when other people are in charge, you won't be okay with it. What happens when the Conservatives are in power and you're trying to share liberal things about climate change, and somehow Aaron O'Toole decides that he's going to ban it because he doesn't like what it's doing to farmers in Saskatoon? You know, you're not always going to like who's in charge. And when you've given them this giant gun, well, now they have the ability to rain down on you with their power that you've given them because you liked who was in charge before. It's this idea, the same thing where, you know, they should have shot all the January 6 people. They should have mowed them down and they should have rounded them all up. And it's like, okay, well, does that go for any protest or just the people that you don't like? And who's going to decide which protests are okay and which ones are bad?
The more power you give to the government, the more, I guess, reliant the society becomes on the government. We're less of an adult the more power we give.
You can't be an adult and listen to information that might not be true and decide whether it's true or not. The government needs to ban that information because you can't see it. Because if you see it, then you might think that and think this, and we need to protect you from it. So we're going to ban it before it even touches your eyes. You know, like that idea. Are people not adults anymore at all? Does the government have to protect them from every single thing and everything that they might hear?
There's a lot of people, when they're younger, they like communism, they like this and that. Part of it is because they don't want to work. And when you don't want to work, my friend, you become a child. Someone is paying your bills. And if that someone is the government, they're going to have more say on your life. So if you really want freedom not to work and stuff, you're going to become more of a slave. You know what I mean?
Right.
You're not going to become more free from that.
That's what they say. With power comes responsibility.
Human beings will take advantage of the power you give them, and they'll do whatever is in the best interest of themselves.
Pick a history book from any period of time. This happens over and over and over and over and over again. And this idea that now it's because it's 2015. Now we're living in the future and that doesn't happen anymore. Humans aren't greedy anymore. Humans don't try to take advantage of each other anymore. Of course they still do. You know, we're not past that at all. Not of any stretch of the imagination.